What's going on, family? It's your man BMT, and today we're reacting to a video that has recently went viral in concerns of the Passport Bros, quote unquote Passport Bros, in Cartagena. Let's check them out.
All of y'all baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend. I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro.
So right off the rip, we can obviously tell the guy is part of a alternative lifestyle, and not to knock that lifestyle, but we all know that guys like this are going to always have some type of vitriol towards guys that participate in more traditional lifestyles, heterosexual men. So he already got some smoke for us anyway. So let's continue the video.
The plane, I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me? The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying, right hand to God, they probably had 5 women in this immigration line. Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here.
Obviously, you have tour destinations all around the world that you can find a majority of people from a certain sex or race going to these airports and these immigration lines. You can go to DR in some cases. You'll see, women flying out there for their Sankey Pankies. Definitely Jamaica, lines could be full with sisters or women in general. Places like the Gambia. So you can go into any of these tourist destinations and it can be a majority of people there from a certain sex or even a certain race to a certain degree. On this particular day, maybe it's there for the weekend. Personally, I think guy is capping. I think he knew exactly what was going on out there. I think he was out there to participate in the activities like everybody else was, because he has a lot of information to just be so-called finding out or his investigation. So he probably was out there doing whatever he was doing, but I just call that part cap. Like he was out there doing his thing, probably covering up his lifestyle, acting like a regular bro, sampling whatever he was sampling out there in Cartagena.
That was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line, downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not fucking lie. Now, this is my first time in Cartagena. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking, I've been to Colombia before. I've been to Cali. But I didn't think that I was coming to the Ho Fest. But that's what the fuck was going on. And anybody with a peon, any type of peon of a brain could see what the fuck is going on down there in Cartagena. When you walking down the streets, the women is literally pulling on you, winking, calling you pop. They trying to get it. They working. And they paying for it. They down there buying coochie.
All right, so he was definitely going to certain districts, not necessarily tourist areas, but he was going to specific areas there because he probably was more likely participating in the activities, even if it was a different lifestyle. He was looking for what he was looking for as well, in all likelihood.
I was so embarrassed standing in that immigration line.
And he was down there looking and buying booty.
Because I could just feel the people that's from Cartagena looking at us, because I'm in the fucking line too. They looking at us saying, just look at them lined up to come buy some cat.
I seriously doubt that. I mean, the people are used to seeing that every day. They're used to tourists coming in on the daily. That's their job. I don't think he knows what he's talking about there. Of course, he probably doesn't speak Spanish. There's a language barrier. He's just kind of projecting what he's thinking onto the guys. And like I said before, more than likely he's participating in those activities as well. I think that him not knowing what was going on in Cartagena, Colombia, I think that's all cap, personally. And it's just funny seeing a guy like his size, like he's a big big kind of fellow. You know, just always when you see them being super zesty, it's just like kind of just throws you off a little bit. And we also know that guys like this are basically like the lapdogs of the matriarch. They vie for social acceptance, and despite what people think, it's still not majorly accepted by men in the black community for the most part. So at every chance he's going to definitely take stabs at heterosexual males, right, for acceptance to the matriarch.
All the way in South America, y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports, and that's why I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world.
It's just funny because he's using the word black man as if he's not one himself.
All the way in South America, y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports. And that's why I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world. No. Them motherfuckers is lined up to go participate. And you know what? I ain't gonna say too much on here.
What was he out there looking for? Once again, he's out there in these areas. He knew exactly what was going on. People, I'm pretty sure he was aware. He's just, like I said, he's just doing this to get clicks and views. It's a big difference than guys just going out, doing what they do on vacation, weekend warriors, flying out to places like Sosua and, Cartagena, even Medellin. These aren't necessarily passport bros. They're deeming them passport bros because of the popularity of the term, and they can get clicks and views. That's not the true definition of a passport bro, okay? Like I said before, we're a victim of the popularity of the term. It's been demonized for the most part because it was not accepted by the powers that be that feel like they can control what guys do, specifically black men as well. This was not deemed acceptable by the matriarch. So we always gonna catch some slack. Of course, he comes from a certain community as well. So he's looking at the world through the eyes of a female to a certain degree, warp-minded female at that. And he really wants guys to be flying in to see him, right? That's what he really wants. He wants the attention from all these men that he, probably doesn't participate in the same lifestyle that he participated in. So he probably feels a certain type of way. All right. And that's not no knock at that particular lifestyle at all. I'm not knocking that. But it's just funny, just really funny because it's like, bro, we already know what type of angle you're going to take. Like, it's blatantly apparent. All right.
But all I'm going to say is y'all was right. And I apologize. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Child, they was walking the streets of Cartagena in packs, like a packs of wild dogs, looking for cats. I'm speechless. And it's all ages, from 17 up to 70, bitch. They out there hunting in packs, looking for cat. I was blown away. And as I'm listening to them, like as I'm in these lines and I'm listening because I'm nosy, bitch, I want to listen. I'm listening to them talking about how they travel throughout Colombia and they go to these different cities and they don't like this city because of this and this city because of that. Y'all. I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. I didn't want this to be true, but it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. And one last thing before I go, they all had on these fake chains. You could tell they were so fake because they were so bright. They were supposed to be like silver or platinum, but they was just so fucking bright. They looked like fucking aluminum on their neck. And everybody had these fake diamond chains on.
The video, like I say, Buddy's pretty, he's pretty capping. Pretty hard there. We all know number one rules of being a passport bro is knowing to not wear anything flashy in places like Colombia. So even that point right there, those guys aren't passport bros. Those guys are just weekend warriors doing what they do, deemed to be Passport Bros in order for clicks and views. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Another reaction video, BMT, we out.
Attention, Passport Bros. Want to fund your travels while you're on the go? It's easier than ever. Earn cash through tips, paid posts, subscriptions, and affiliate links. All within our community. Multiple ways to stack your earnings. Track everything with our top-notch analytics dashboard. You'll always know what's coming in. Best part? You can withdraw your earnings straight to PayPal. Quick and easy. Sign up today, start earning, and fund those travels. Time to get paid, Passport Bro.